Do you know what it's like to be denied housing, employment, and credit when you're starting out? I'm sure you do, we've all been there. Imagine if instead you were immediately accepted and trusted in your community for your true worth. Wouldn't it be great if you had a social credit score that doesn't discriminate just because you're new to the community? Yes, you heard it right. We're building a commitments tracking and recognition platform that allows you to build your authentic digital brand based on your true self and social worth. Social Exchange allows you to engage with merchants and supportive community in social causes that earn badges and a social credit score for access to housing, employment, credit, and insurance. Follow us on Facebook to know more and participate in our pilot. Thanks for watching this video.
I'm Stanley Thomas and I moved to Canada recently. What I've realized is that for a newcomer like me, it is very difficult to get housing, credit and employment, despite having an excellent credit score and strong reference back in my country. Here, if I need to rent a house, the landlord needs references, credit check, and letter from employer, or else I'll have to pay a substantial amount as a security deposit. When it comes to credit, I am not eligible for it as I do not have any credit history in Canada. In other words, I am like a credit invisible till I can build one for myself. So that does not mean that I am not credit worthy or that I would default on my payments. I would still pay my dues in time, but what I would want is to be immediately accepted and trusted for my true worth and not to be discriminated because I'm new to the country. That's the reason why I love the idea of a social credit score, which would empower me to be financially and socially included, solely based on my true worth.
Hello, blockchain social impactors. My name is Alex Todd, and I'm thrilled to have this opportunity to lead the Social Credit Tab Hackathon team out of Toronto. My corporate and entrepreneurial career has focused on emerging technologies and innovations in diagnosing and designing conditions for trust that included a global role with IBM's PKI Center of Competency. With this initiative, I feel like I'm building on this foundation to empower billions of working age people to prosper despite their earnings simply by keeping their commitments alive on a blockchain. In the preceding videos, you have already met Xenia and Stanley from our team. After my pitch deck presentation, Walkhouse will walk you through a demonstration of our first product, Social Exchange. Our target market is the 1 billion credit invisible underbanked adults that the World Bank has committed to enabling with a payments account by 2020. We're offering a tool that compensates for their lack of collateral and credit history. Our contribution is a commitments tracking and recognition system that enables people to build a personal social credit brand and earn a social credit score. The issued badges and associated score serve as an authentic indicator of the person's character in order to ease access to employment, credit, housing, and insurance. Individuals commit to supporting a personal or social cause in order to earn digital badges and build their social credit score simply by keeping their commitments alive with purpose-supporting actions. Our platform captures and tracks people's commitments with smart contracts and a blockchain. Our platform's APIs are being designed to integrate with any user application and add commitments tracking and recognition functionality to help strengthen user engagement. Our first product that you will see demonstrated next is only one example. The use of these applications will generate data that users can share with buying parties, such as employers, creditors, and insurers. Revenues will flow from applications integrating our engagement platform and relying parties using the resulting data. Whereas currently people are building their credentials from their employment, credit, and insurance histories, our approach will allow them to begin building their credentials even before they have a track record with such institutions. Instead, we are giving people an opportunity to demonstrate their authentic character as a person rather than as a resource, based on what they stand for and how reliably they fulfill their commitments. Our success as a social enterprise will hinge on our ability to establish strategic partnerships with widely used identity management platforms, NGO-led global outreach initiatives, and credentials management organizations in credit, employment, and insurance. Prospectively, partnerships with TransUnion and LinkedIn would put us in a leading and strongly defensible position. Since January last year, we've consulted with almost 200 people in related industries and have conducted market research with dozens of prospective pilot participants, including several other peer hackathon teams to validate prospective integration opportunities. In the process, we've experienced interest from impact investors, volunteer organizations, and financial services, and most recently received validation from the president of TransUnion Canada. He was enthusiastic about accessing the credit invisible, as well as adding additional valuable data points to the credit visible. He indicated that they would be interested in collaborating if we can demonstrate a path to reaching 5 million Canadians. Our next step is to demonstrate the social impact value and business viability of Social Exchange with a series of pilot implementations, starting in the West Queen West neighborhood of Toronto. We will be doing this in partnership with the local BIA and Sketch, which is an organization that supports creative at-risk youth, during which we will be measuring our effectiveness for engaging youth and millennials in facilitating charitable donations, accelerating their financial inclusion for the Sketch clients, and driving business for participating merchants. New application possibilities based on blockchain technologies have inspired us to identify an untapped new opportunity to create value by capturing people's intangible value digitally in the form of promises, which are registered and tracked with smart contracts in order to build social capital with an authentic personal brand. And by the way, a brand is defined as a promise fulfilled. I believe that intangible value can contribute significantly more to people's prosperity than their financial wealth. Much like Starbucks' intangible market value is 15 times greater than its tangible book value. Ultimately, our platform gives people an opportunity to even make their promises tradable, thereby, in effect, empowering them to profit from issuing their own cryptocurrency. We have an unprecedented opportunity to leverage a powerful global social impact movement that increasingly demands objective measures of behavior change. Our commitments tracking and recognition system is a useful tool for helping execute global, regional, and enterprise social policy initiatives intended to change habits and incentivize sustainable behavior. Our objective for this hackathon was to integrate our off-chain front end and middleware that was being developed for our first pilot with a smart contract back end. The intended smart contract will record and track generic commitments for calculating a rolling social credit score and issue issuer-approved, self-expiring tokens that support time-constrained badge issuance. It will be integrated with the Chatfuel front end and Uport for managing Facebook identities. Unfortunately, we had challenges with getting developers to support both initiatives. Although we recruited 7 developers, 4 of whom had blockchain development experience, every one of them left the team before completing any technical deliverables. No badges for them, I guess. So we're left with a collection of technical fragments and some valuable insights about what it will take to get to the MVP. Next, Waqas will show you how Social Exchange leverages the capabilities of our commitments tracking and recognition platform with a specific use case that we will be piloting in Toronto later this month. Thank you for your attention.
Hi, I'm Waqas Akram, and I'll be giving the demo of Social Exchange. Social Exchange is an application for our first pilot that will be tracking the fulfillment of user commitments. Based on that, Social Exchange will assign a social credit score that user will have to maintain by making more commitments and fulfilling them on time. In today's demo, I will simulate one use case in which a user makes a commitment with a merchant Once that commitment is fulfilled, merchant makes a donation to a charity. User receives a social credit score and a badge which they can share with their social network. This use case is just one example. However, social credit badges and scores can be earned by keeping any kind of commitment alive and don't have to include merchants and donations. Let's begin with the demo. I am the user of this platform. As a user, I must be registered on Facebook and should send a message to social exchange page. I will receive the following options: merchants, offers, my commitments. I must select merchant to start. Select a merchant. Now I will extend an offer to the merchant. For this demo, we have two types of offers: answer a survey or promote on Facebook. Select answer a survey. I'm offering the merchant that I will answer a survey question on my next visit, and in return, merchant will donate $1 to CAMH, which is the charity of my choice. CAMH is a foundation for mental health. Press send offer. Merchant accepts my offer. Now it is a commitment that is recorded in a smart contract in blockchain and that I must fulfill. Next time when I will be in the merchant's premises, I will see a pop-up message that is triggered based on my geolocation. To simulate that, select my commitments and then select I'm back. Now I see a simple survey question to which I will respond. I receive the acknowledgement from the merchant that they have donated $1 on my behalf. In addition to that, I receive a UN Sustainable Development Goal badge that I can share with my network. Since the charity of my choice is supporting mental health, that is why I've been given health and well-being badge. Next, I can choose to share this badge with my network. I press no. Since I have earned high social credit score based on my regular fulfillment of my commitments, the platform has given me a financial inclusion badge. I can also choose to share this badge with my social network. In addition to that, the merchant has also given me a tab based on my high social credit score. Press accept. Now I'm offering the merchant to allow me to pay in 30 days, and in return, I will make a purchase now. The merchant accepts my offer and give me a tab of up to $30. Next, the merchant is asking me if I would like to make a purchase now. I press yes. I enter my purchase amount. Putting the purchase on a tab is just another kind of offer using the same smart contract. From this point onward, I will be reminded to pay my balance on tab. Once I've paid the tab, I will stop receiving the reminders. If I don't pay the tab, then my social credit score will be dropped significantly. And that is the end of the demo.
Hi, I'm Stanley Thomas. I would be talking about the validation of a hypothesis and our 10-year growth plan. We researched possible opportunities to contribute to other teams' applications and identify a significant number. We then reached out to them to validate our hypothesis. The results were quite encouraging, with everyone seeing at least some value that we could add. This slide shows various applications that Social Exchange could possibly collaborate with and mutually benefit, especially in terms of the use of the engagement platform and social credit data feed. As per growth plan, We have projected to touch $1 billion revenue in 10 years based on our two-pronged growth strategy. First being fees from enterprises to integrate with our commitments tracking and recognition platform. Secondly, by monetizing of social credit score data. In this regard, we have identified both Canadian and international strategic enterprise partners in various sectors, including those working towards United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. Some of the prospective partners are West Queen West BIA, Sketch, Volunteer Canada, Investors Group, Meridian Credit Union, IXO Foundation, Landmark Education, Scotiabank, TransUnion, and LinkedIn. We would measure our impact in terms of the number of credit invisibles who have been financially and socially included based on their social credit score. We target to serve 100 million credit invisibles in the next 5 years through our platform and close to 850 million individuals in 10 years. Alex would be talking about the next steps in the subsequent section.
As you can tell, we have good reasons to believe that we have a compelling set of value propositions for both social impact and business viability. We now need development resources to help us complete our MVP for the Toronto West Queen West pilot. A successful pilot will allow us to not only assess the effectiveness of social exchange for social impact, but also help us validate the business opportunities for both the social exchange application itself and the underlying commitments tracking and recognition platform for use with other applications, as Stanley had mentioned. In order to successfully pursue follow-on market possibilities, we will need about $500,000 to get us through a couple of enterprise customer pilots within the next 12 months. I hope you can help us realize our potential, and I thank you very much for giving us this opportunity.